Hello, welcome to Game 4 of my league match against JoMa. I'm leading 2-1 right now. We have a kingdom where you can build very, very big. Trashing is somewhat limited, but there is just a ton of good stuff here. Peasant, obviously, the peasant line is quite good. You don't ever need actions if you don't want them in terms of academy. Perhaps with cities and everything, you aren't really concerned about that. I would like to get a disciple fairly quickly, so I'm going to open warehouse, enhance copper into peasant is going to be my plan. That effectively thins a card from my deck. The warehouse cycles quickly, and then I can start adding in liveries. I think are the card you want. Livery with academy is also just crazy in terms of adding in tons of actions to your deck. You don't need to buy any villages, essentially, with that combo. You do need +5, so you need probably some markets along the way. Peasant can also be +5. So if I don't hit, on turn 3, if I don't have a bunch of money, I'm probably going to get one more silver. I might also enhance into another peasant. The mountain village is also quite nice if the travelers in the first hand and the mountain villages in the second hand, you can get it back. That feels like a bit of a high roll to me to do it that way, but maybe not. So I can get a second village. I can get a second peasant here, but I can't really play it yet. So I think I like the idea of the mountain village now. Especially because I'm fairly likely to have a awkward shuffle here. Actually, the way this works out is it's definitely going to be awkward. But I can at least play the peasant and then think for a second what I want to do. So soldier's terminal, but I do have a village, so I'm going to enhance into a second peasant. And ideally find something here. But yeah, so I guess I was always going to trigger this bad shuffle with the way with cards I had. Maybe Mountain Village wasn't. I mean, I don't know. Mountain Village seems fine. It's just I'm not able to activate its power. If I counted my deck correctly, I have 11 cards. 5 coppers, 3 estates, Mountain Village, soldier, peasant. There's a there's a 3 in 7 chance I find one of those here. The warehouse obviously being the best of those. If I can find the soldier, I can start adding in liveries, which is the card I want to add in a lot of. Liveries, alternating like liveries markets. At some point you pick up a academy, probably, just for the free actions. Okay, so now definitely I have both my travelers and a warehouse down there. So I'm going to pick up a mountain village, giving me the best chance to find it with warehouse and play both the travelers next turn. They didn't find their soldier, which is nice. What if they didn't see the enhanced trick the first turn, or they just wanted the mountain village for the high roll possibility? Either way, I'm going to be, I may be slightly behind here on the travelers. I'm triggering just like slightly awkward shuffles, which I guess I could work out mathematically from how the warehouse interacts with the size of the deck that I have. Yeah. Okay, so discard 3 states. So down there I have both mountain villages. So next turn I'm going to be able to have a very nice turn. It almost makes me want to get a third mountain village as a target for my tokens. I unfortunately found really all my estates there. I would have liked to find one more copper. 4 is a little bit of an awkward price point here. As I really want to hit 5, that leads me to think that maybe I should be buying a silver. Maybe I should just buy a ducat here for the plus buy, static plus buy. And next turn, I do have to trigger a shuffle with the fugitive. But the plus buy will be nice to have. I'm going to only have like 5 money in my deck. So at some point, I'm going to need to add like a silver. Or if I hit 5 once, I can get delivery. So that seems fine. Yeah, an awkward shuffle gets triggered here when I play the fugitive, so I have to figure out how to make that work correctly. And that discard of the soldier does not help that. So I think I need to pick up fugitive warehouse here with these mountain villages. And then I can trigger the shuffle with the fugitive and discard, shuffle, cycle through with the warehouse. And hopefully find 5 money. If not, I need to buy a silver, it looks like. Okay, so I'll always get the fugitive. And yeah, I can see the deck contents, but I really just need to get the warehouse so I can do this. Yeah, so it does look like I need to buy a silver, which is fine. Silver's not like the worst card in the world. And I also have a soldier next turn that I can play. So just buy a silver and then get my disciple, which is great. And draw it with no actions, which is bad. I didn't really want to... I didn't really want to get a teacher at this point of the game. So I'm just going to play this ducat and pass my turn. What do I have? I have soldier and 2 mountain villages and a warehouse. So I've got 4 actions and 15 cards. So my action density is not great. Next turn I'll pick up a livery and probably disciple a mountain village. I think that's all possible. I'm a little bit ahead of the Travelers, although they could jump ahead of me with this extra turn that they're having. And I don't feel terrible about the way this has gone. Yeah, hitting livery before me is a little bit sad. Yep, nothing else to be done. Okay, I'm guaranteed to find a mountain village here so I can disciple a mountain village. They were not able to disciple a livery, which is the thing I'm most worried about. Although they are certainly quite a bit ahead now. Maybe they're only a half a turn ahead, I'm not quite sure. It doesn't matter what I discard. So, once you start to get multiple liveries in play, like discipling livery, playing livery, you can really gain a ton of horses and then draw a deck, and then your deck is just out of control. Wild. Awesome. So I bottom decked my mountain village, which is really, really sad for me. Which means I can't disciple the mountain village, so I have to disciple a soldier. And then buy a livery. And I'm going to keep my disciple for the time being. They had to dead draw their wild hunt, which hopefully they drew something good. Drew something good dead. They discarded 2 estates, so only one of those is an estate, which means likely one of those is an action. A little bit of shot in front there, but I feel like my draw was very underperformed last turn. I could have mountain villaged back ducat, gained. I would have an extra mountain village and one fewer coffer. Okay, well, I'll play the fugitive first, just in case I find... Yeah, so this is not the greatest, because I just gained coppers back. But I have a mountain village and a livery on top of the deck here. So I'm going to gain another livery. At some point I can consider going in for the teacher, but it seems a little bit premature here. So I need another livery, I need another market. So market and livery are the cards I want to add, and then potentially add in a academy along the way. But I think for now, I'm going to keep 2 disciples. Yeah, so I can mountain village a disciple a livery, buy a market or something. I think that's fine. I'll have a bunch of horses in that shuffle. At some point, pick up a wild hunt just so they don't have unfettered access to those BP, but I'm not super concerned about that. I guess if you get like a disciple chain going, you can gain a lot of BP there. But yeah, you want to get either liveries or wild hunts, and maybe once I have academy, which will probably be next turn, buy academy, and then I could also get a warehouse and try to kick off my next turn, but I think that's a little bit riskier. I think I would rather do it this way. And I did want to buy the market now, and I'm going to keep the disciple. So I should have 2 horses, 3 horses. Should have some number of horses coming into play now. So they've got their teacher. Let's see what they put the token on. I assume like plus card on Mountain Village. It's not the most inspiring thing to me, which is why I'm sticking with the disciples. If I like disciple livery, if I disciple and get all the liveries in the pile, then I might consider getting putting a teacher token to put like plus buy on it. Which seems like it would be pretty strong. Yeah, their deck's doing stuff. I've got to be able to. I've got to find a good turn here if I'm gonna stay in it. I added some horses. I added some liveries. I've got components here, but if I don't find them, this could get sad really quickly. I've had a couple of really sad shuffle turns this game. So they really need to add plus buy now, I believe. So like market, wild hunt, if they're going for the wild hunt stuff. Academy, market. Although they've got the more mountain villages, so they're not as concerned with plus action as I am. Really, just you spend 5 once to get academy, and then you never have to worry about terminals again for the rest of the game. That's what I'm thinking, but it may be that the deck I built with the horses and the disciples and stuff, I don't really need to worry about that anyways. Market and another livery, another wild hunt. I went with another livery. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, well, I'll lead on discipling the mountain village. Oh, that's nice. When you disciple the mountain village, you gain the horse. Okay, so that turn was not terrible. I didn't find plus buy, but I was able to get a couple liveries in play and mountain village. So with the amount of liveries I have 3 now. I can consider going for another livery. I have 3 sources of plus buy, so on like a really good turn, I just need to buy a third market. And I think I have 1 more mountain village down there, so I can pull back like the disciple or the livery. So I think I will buy just a livery here, slightly sadly, and then hopefully be able to do more on my next turn. I think right now I'm going to keep 1 more turn, and we'll see. Yeah, I kind of need to hope that they have some kind of a dud turn along the way here. I've had a couple. I've had at least 1 more than they have, in terms of just how the things work. Which turn was it? Turn 7, where I just had to turn 8, where I basically just had to pass turn and do nothing because I had 1 money. This does not look like a dud turn per se. It's not like a terrible turn, but so I can play all the horses first and sort of think about what I want to do. I'm pretty sure I have another mountain village down there, so I can play this warehouse first. Because I want to play a village and then, yeah, okay, great. So I can mountain village, so I can disciple market and then disciple livery, and I actually want to play a livery first. So how would that work? So I'll play a livery, disciple a market, and then gain a bunch of horses. It'll be after I shuffle, but I've got quite a bit of draw in there. So I can take the disciple, and then disciple market, just play a livery, disciple market, disciple something else that I draw. Or I could just like take a horse, draw on with the horse, see if I can find more stuff. I can also just like disciple livery, disciple market. That seems fine. And there's quite a few horses in there. And even if I... okay, so that turn was okay, I think. So I gained a livery there, gained a market. I have quite a few horses now and more in the shuffle. Cities are about to get activated for whatever that's worth. Not very much, I don't think. Probably I can take 1 teacher now, although the pace of this is that the game is ending, right? Mountain villages are ending. Mountain villages are piling. Wild hunts are piling. Liveries are piling. So I do have to, no matter what I do, take a wild hunt here. I'm thinking just like take a wild hunt in province. And get some horses and keep both my disciples and use that disciple pressure, although they've advanced up 2 disciples too, so... yeah, they were a little bit ahead, so they were able to get the teacher ahead of me. It's not clear to me that they needed to, but I don't think that they can win this turn, but they can score a lot of points. I guess what I was saying is that they didn't need to get the teacher, I think. I think they could have won with just the disciple. I don't think I had time to get the teacher because I've been behind. They've only got 2 buys and 2 gains. Not counting the wild hunt estate points. They can gain some large number of estates with wild hunts. I assume they're just going to take the whole stack of wild hunt points here at the end of the turn. And then they've got 2 gains after that. They've got a ducat in there, so they can buy 3 things. Looks like probably double province. And they can gain, 8 victory points a turn with estates, potentially. Which could sink me. I don't really have, like, a great way around that. They've also just got a huge number of horses, so the chances of them dudding are essentially 0. So I have to try to find some kind of pile-out thing going here on my turn. So just double province. Okay. Not quite sure what that pile-out would be. I can gain both deliveries. I can't really touch the delivery pile if they're going to... all right, let me play the last horse. So I'm going to grab the Disciple. I need to draw into the rest of this deck somehow. I wanted to grab the other Disciple, but I'm not quite sure how I will do that. I think I need to grab the Warehouse just to make sure that I can draw into the rest of this shuffle. So grab one Disciple. Grab the Warehouse, Disciple Delivery. Yikes. Okay, well, this is just buy a province and then let them pile out on their turn. I have so many horses, I thought that I would be able to not have what just happened, but perhaps I need to add more wild hunts earlier, or I'm not quite sure. I was behind enough that I'm not sure that it mattered, but I thought I had added enough horses. So you see I drew 3 horses in the next 5 cards. So, yeah, I've just been a little bit behind for a few turns now. It should be fairly trivial for them to buy livery double Mountain Village here. They have 3 buys. They should have 14 money. And as long as they find their ducat, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and resign now. This was nicely played by them. I had some unfortunate shuffles along the way that really slowed down my pace and let them get ahead. And I never really got good deck control. So, good game for them.